Fani Willis. Fani Willis. So I heard that Fani, and I'm reacting to this in real time, so y'all got to give me a little bit of grace. I'm not prepared for this. I was able to quickly make a lower third for y'all, but Fani Willis apparently was disqualified from the Georgia Trump case. Let's get into it.
Got to get to Fulton County, Georgia. And here we go. A Georgia Court of Appeals has disqualified the Fulton County DA, Fani Willis, from that election interference case. It's coming down right now. The case against Trump and more than a dozen others already largely stalled, as you know. The new ruling means that it will be up to the prosecuting attorney's council in the state of Georgia to find another prosecutor to decide on the case, to take it over and make a decision as to whether or not they continue with a prosecution.
Can we all just come to the conclusion that they just wasted all of our taxpayer dollars? All of this election interference that they tried to cause came crashing down. And I do believe that this was a plot from all the way up at the top to try to paint Trump in a bad light and prevent him from ultimately running and winning and becoming the president-elect and then becoming our president on January 20th on Inauguration Day. Can we all agree that this was a waste of our time? It wasn't a waste of content creators' time because, boy, was Fani Willis a hot topic and was great for content in 2024. Matter of fact, let me give Fani Willis a round of applause. Fani Willis was great, and I mean a great, phenomenal punching bag. I mean, she was the most for the streets. I mean, you tie it in, it was a Lifetime movie. Something Tyler Perry should have a dude with cornrows, with fake cornrows on the top of his head having a conversation about. Fani Willis was made for TV. I mean, you got a divorce over here, and the divorce was supposed to be sealed and not available for public consumption. And then the ex-wife that was divorcing, Nathan Wade, started to expose them, and then they started pulling up their text messages and their location and where they was, and then they found out that he wasn't even qualified, but then he was getting a payout, and then the people still voted her in down there in Fulton County, Georgia, because the black church was advocating for her, but she was really busting it down for a real one, and then they didn't know where the money was going, and then she was still trying to prosecute Trump, and then the white lady that was on Trump's case and exposed that she and Nathan Wade and Atlanta Mayor Andre Dickens had went up to the White House and met with Kamala Harris before they filed for the charges, all of it. When the witness, all of that started, and then they called, he had her listening to his phone, his Gorilla Grip. Man, I said, this is nothing but good content all the way around the board. It was a phenomenal year. Phenomenal year as far as a content creator, but as far as taxpayers and people that are serious about what is going on in federal government, it was all just a waste of time. We knew it was going to be a waste of time. And they were banking on Kamala Harris winning for her and her friends to be able to capitalize off of the fact that they are persecuting Trump, and then they trumped up all of these charges to make him look bad. She never should have been prosecuting this case in the first place. And now we all know that it's going to go with 91 charges in Georgia. Stop, bro. Stop it. But everybody got to come to the front of the congregation sooner or later. Time tells all.
Of the incoming president.
And former Deputy Assistant Attorney General John Yoo is here. John, does this mean that this is yet another one of the cases against Trump that could go away before he's president?
It's another example, Dana, of this lawfare campaign that was waged by Democrats, boomeranging back on them and falling all around their ears. Anyone who watched this trial, remember, this is the DA who claimed that the entire Trump reelection campaign was something like an organized crime racket that was intending to deprive everyone of our civil rights to vote. But
somebody said she ain't got no gorilla grip. I bet you she do. Did you see Nathan Wade pulling up in order to help her daughter that was getting arrested because she was driving on a suspended license or whatever it was that she was getting arrested for? She had gotten in that accident. I bet you she do. She may be frumpy. She may have a bad attitude. But obviously, Something must be up. He had it in his phone as Gorilla Grip, and we had to discover it. He was over there shaking. He did everything that she wanted him to do. He got a whole divorce. She got to be working with something. I mean, the process of elimination, just going through it and figuring it out for herself. He got it. Something. She got something under that little pink dress that she had. Something is up there. I don't know what it is, but there's got to be something. Because everybody was crashing out over Gorilla Grip and her little bad attitude.
Remember, we saw the dramatic testimony over the summer of how DA Fani Willis had hired her boyfriend, essentially, to be the special counsel, overpaid him, and then had him investigate and bring charges against Donald Trump. It's a complete conflict of interest. And if you take a quick look at the Georgia Appeals Court decision here, that's what it says. There's such an appearance of impropriety, an appearance of a conflict of interest.
Y'all
that
be
Fani
knowing about
Willis.
these older women. These older women, they different. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm sorry. These older women, bro, you haven't even experienced women until you got them over 40. Women over 40 are like, they like, a little more seasoned. They not cougars. They mountain lions. Women over 40, they different. Women at 20 and in their 20s, they just little whip. They big heads. You know what I'm saying? They think they be doing stuff. They don't do nothing. They move too fast. Don't know how to take their time. Always want to jump up. Girl, go get in the shower. You know what I'm saying? You just got to go get in the shower. You look, go get in the shower. Women over 40, you don't even know what life is like. Women over 40 will change your life. It's a bad narrative out there. We gonna talk about it on After Hours tonight. We gon' listen. I know that y'all think that y'all know life. I'm about to put it on I'm gonna talk about it tonight. We gonna have Mika on there. They may have bad attitudes. They may talk a lot. They snap their neck. They clap their hands sometimes. I know. It's a reason why they can get away with that sometimes. Because women over 40 are different. They like a whole new breed of woman. Women over 40 are way better than women at 20. I know it's the Millionaire Morning Show, but I'm telling you right now. They don't have, you ain't dinner. Nope. You ain't got to do no dinners. They may make you dinner. They different. Especially if they just got out of the situation. Let me be quiet. Fani Willis, ladies and gentlemen, let's focus on her.
Should not be the prosecutor. I think this spells yet another case that's going to have to either be suspended or more likely just ended and tossed out. It's hard for me to see another Georgia district attorney wanting to take up this flawed case and try to prosecute Trump on these theories that his reelection campaign was some kind of criminal organized crime enterprise.
John, a couple of things here. There are 14 others that face charges. I don't know what happens to them, but she can appeal to the state Supreme Court in Georgia. But given what the Supreme Court said in Washington about immunity, I mean, does the state Supreme Court even take her case in Georgia?
It's a good question, Bill. I think what's going to happen here, along the lines of possible appeals and so on, is it looks likely, because of that presidential immunity decision by the Supreme Court, that any kind of state prosecution of President Trump would have to be at least suspended, if not dropped. You're seeing that going on, those arguments going on right now up in New York City with the case being heard by Judge Merchan. So even if they could get past immunity, they'd still have to suspend it while President Trump was in office. But furthermore, you'd have to go back and then scrub the whole indictment, scrub everything the grand jury did, and say you've got to eliminate anything that used official actions by President Trump, any evidence that came in from White House officials, from anything the president was doing in the Oval Office, they might actually fatally handicap this prosecution and require the whole thing to be dismissed.
It's interesting, too, because she had this novel way of trying to get at him through RICO. Was that a mistake as well? In addition to her personal behavior, obviously, is what they're saying here. But in a way, it was this like novel idea, like, how can I be the one to take Trump down? That's for, like, politically, she wanted that reputation.
You don't know no better. You don't know no better.
Dana, you and I remember we're Justice Department alums. Yeah, I remember you when you were there and I was there and we were, there after the days of 9/11. And you can use this kind of statute, RICO, to try to go after real organized crime, drug cartels, mafia organizations. DA Fani Willis introduced, I think, a really dangerous theory was that we could use these powerful tools that are used for terrorists and drug cartels and apply them.
We all
to
know that Fani
campaigns.
Willis was full of nonsense, that she was wrongly persecuting Trump. That ain't even a question. It is what it is. We all know that. Like, that's not even without a doubt. Let me tell you something. Women at 20. This is women at 20 right here. All right? This is women at 20. This is women at 40. This is the 40-year-old woman right here. 20, 40. 20. Here, let me flip this around for you. Because I know that us as people, sometimes we need visual. We need visual representation to get it. 20. This is 20. This is 40. Women at 40 right here. All right, this is the 40-year-old women. That's the 40s. All right? We gonna get there. We gonna get there. All right, y'all ready to go ahead and wrap this up for the rest of the show? I'm telling you that it's different. Let me do it one more time for the people in the back. 20, 40. All right? All right. We all on the same page now? Are we all on the same page now? Bad attitude, like bats out of hell. Now you sleeping like a baby.